Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be Dark versus SpeCial from Katowice. Bottom left gonna be SpeCial, top right gonna be Dark. I had a request from a Facebook subscriber of mine to cast Mio Micah. If you know who that is, would you like me to cast them? Let me know in the comments if you do. And thumbs up or thumbs down the comments that you agree with. Okay? Okay. A ZVT featuring Dark versus SpeCial. SpeCial is not quite as good as he was a few years ago, but he is still dangerous. So Dark is going to have his hands full here with a Mexican Terran player who lived in Korea for a time and competed in GSL along with Scarlet, North American buddies. Reaper expand timing, 16, 18, 17 timing. Hit that like button if you're excited for Dark vs. SpeCial here on your Sunday. I picked up Elden Ring, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I have this thing about games, right? If it's too easy, I get bored. If it's too hard, I don't play it. And Elden Ring is just in that sweet spot for now. Still have mobs that I can't quite handle, but I'm improving, and I've killed 2 or 3 bosses, which is encouraging. And we've got a Reaper on the way. The Reaper's name is 2021, which, it's 2021 here, I guess. Nah, it's 2022 now, but this Reaper name is 2021. And it says, "You were the chosen, yeah! You were meant to destroy COVID and not become it." Yes! It's a rough couple years. I don't know, man. We're not going to talk about it. 2020, maybe 2022. Might be a good time. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Anywho, what's up here? Dark going for a third base of Rooney here at 220 or so. After the queens, after the speed is started, everything is very standard. Here is the Reaper. Here is the Reaper dance. Let's do a Reaper dance here for you. Get on out. Get on out of there. Wants to drag the lings off creep, but the lings are just buying time for the queen to come out, and then get out. I want to throw down a creep tumor. Is Dark going to snipe it? Or Dark, is the Reaper going to snipe it here? Is SpeCial going to snipe that thing? The answer is he's going to try, but he's not going to succeed. If there are 2 Reapers, probably 1 Reaper has a really hard time with that one. But double... Whoa! 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 Is SpeCial meching? I did not choose this replay because SpeCial was meching. Let's keep an eye on that, shall we? Creep spread continuing to push, as it should do. And yeah, Hellions, not weird. Very normal to have Hellions coming out here. But the second factory is the one that's interesting. SpeCial. SpeCial. You're doing the mech here against Dark. I kind of like it. Korean Zergs struggle against mech way more than the European Zergs do, which is just a weird oddity in the world of StarCraft 2 that I haven't quite found an adequate explanation for. You just don't see all that much mech. I guess we did see Maro go mech against Serral, and he actually beat Serral with it once. So, and it wasn't quite traditional mech, right? Tanks, Thors, Hellbats, that kind of stuff. It was, you got battle cruisers in there too. Definitely had some Cyclones in the mix. It was kind of Maru's variety of mech, which is where you make every single mech unit in the world, including battle cruisers, which isn't technically mech, but hey, whatever. Is there a race car mech? That's a Cyclone from, and an Infernal Pre-Igniter from SpeCial. I've not seen a race car mech play in some time. It seems Zergs have a good handle on it. They've been able to crush it more often than not. Reaper Hellion trying to get some stuff done at the third base. Not really happening. Creep spread, again, continuing apace. Dark is a really good creep spreader, as all the elite Zerg players are. It'd be really funny, I think, if a player made it into that top 4 elite status of Zerg, but they never spread creep at all. And they were just so good it didn't matter. It'd be like, dude, look, how much better would he be if he was spreading creep, you know? It would be funny. It would be really funny stuff. So, Lair Pops from Dark. What's your tech gonna be, Dark? What are we looking at here today? Maybe Swarm Hosts against mech is something you can do if you know it's mech. At this point, he doesn't, though. This is normal. This is really normal stuff. Nothing is crazy yet. out of this. So Dark always going for a Nidus. He's going for a Nidus. I don't think he knows this is race car mech. There's a few Marines out, but those Marines were created just to be safe in the early stages of the game. I don't think we're going to see any more Marine production at all. So are we going to Ling Queen? It's got to be Ling Queen Nidus because we don't have a Roach Warren. We don't have Baneling Nest. This is Lings and Queens going into a Nidus network and then trying to pop up inside the main base and see what they can do. This is interesting. This is really, really interesting stuff here. So yeah, Blue Flame. Ah, this is so frustrating for me as a Zerg player when I play my team games. When Blue Flame shows up at like 4 minutes and I'm like, ah! I like to make Lings early against Terran. What is this Blue Flame shenanigans stuff? Dude, Queens are getting roasty toasty here. That one gets roasted right on down. But the Lings are streaming into the main base. But there's Blue Flame Hellions here too. Can the Blue Flame Hellions hold against this many Zerglings? Oh, the SCVs are fighting, but I don't know if there are enough SCVs for that fight. On the other side, the race car mech doing what it's supposed to do. Blue Flame for the Lings. Cyclones for things like Queens and Roaches. If you kill all the Cyclones, it's really easy to deal with the Hellions on their own. And 9 SCVs go down, but the attack gets cleaned up inside the Terran base. So now, Dark knows what he's up against. He's getting Roaches. Roaches are kind of bad here. Ravagers are better. Ravagers are, like, significantly better. Ravagers are just so bad. They're so bad against Race Car Mech. They don't have the range to deal with it. That's the thing. The Cyclone range is insane. And plus, the Cyclones do bonus damage to Roaches. Doesn't do bonus damage to Ravagers, though. So that's the trick here, right? C'est le truc. And here we go. Gonna be a Hellbat. Big ol' Hellbat push. We didn't bring any Medivacs because that's not what kind of build we're doing here today. Gonna go for Hellbats. And, I mean, this is where Roaches really shine. They really shine in this situation against Hellbats. Not so much against the Cyclones, no. Cyclones are at the back. See the Roaches trying to maybe focus those down. The Lings come in, get Blue Flamed. But a couple Hellbats do die. There's a Ling group here that maybe wants to try to catch these Cyclones from the backside. Yeah, so here's the lock-on, and another Roach goes down. A couple Roaches have died here. Zerglings trying to catch reinforcements. They kill one of the Hellions, but then Blue Flame makes mincemeat out of the other ones. And by mincemeat, I mean barbecue. It's definitely a barbecue situation. Third base is done from SpeCial here. No sign of a fourth yet, but I think based on the creep thread pattern, it's going to be here from Dark. Working on Ravagers. Like I said, Ravagers going to be much better here than just Roaches are against this race car mech style, which I have not seen for so long. Oh, he's incorporating Widow Mines. That's interesting. That's actually quite interesting. Oh, and Tunneling Claws. Okay, so we are keeping some Roaches here. Because only Roaches can use the Tunneling Claws upgrade. Ravagers can't. Can you imagine if Ravagers had Tunneling Claws? How much better would they be? Pretty good. But it's the combination of the increased healing factor that Roaches have when they're burrowed and the ability to move when they're burrowed that kind of makes that work. If Ravagers aren't getting healed while they're running around burrowed, are they... I guess they're fine. They're not as good as burrow Roaches then in that case, but it's not their fault. Infestation Pit on the way. Magfield Accelerator coming in here too. The Nidus play doesn't work out. And, yeah, fourth base from Dark's about 40%, 50% complete here. Killing creep tumors and retreat to the Widow Mine if necessary. Another tumor goes down. That's so annoying. This is amazing stuff. SpeCial could he could win this game. There you go. When you're going the mech, you gotta kill drones with the mech. And it's really hard to get out of there, right? With your Hellions once you're this deep into the creep. With your Terran, you just pick up and you run away if there's not any Spire units out especially, and definitely not here, but that's because Spire units aren't very good against the Cyclone stuff. Cyclones are good. They're really good against Mutalisks, like surprisingly good there, but Siege Tank at the third base. Are we transitioning into more traditional mech here? That's a little bit interesting. More traditional. So it's a race car mech opening, but now we're triple pumping tanks. Maybe trying to force Dark to engage more with, I don't know. Roach Ravager is pretty good against traditional mech up to a certain point until there's a massive death ball, and then it's really hard to handle. We actually saw a Ryung versus Solar game that I cast. If you're a mech fan, you clicked on this because there's mech involved. There's an incredible epic mech game on 2000 Atmospheres featuring Ryung and Solar that is just great. And you should definitely check that one out if you haven't already. If you just go to my channel and up to the top, search Ryung and Solar, you'll probably find it. My YouTube channel is really easy to find, too. It's youtube.com/Falcon Paladin. Like, super cake stuff. Oh, Burrow Roach shenanigans. Got in the main base. Ah! I mean, it's going to take a lot of Blue Flame Hellion attacks to kill a Roach, as you can see here. And then it just burrows. Forces a scan. Oh, it's out of range of the missile turret. That's so annoying. This is so annoying stuff. Nidus for Dark in this location. Oh, he made a few Swarm Hosts. Wow, okay. So he is doing the Swarm Hosty thing against the mech, which is something that Serral and Rainer like to do. So I wonder if he is starting to copy the method of his younger European Zerg players. But this is more offensive. This isn't, we're not going after army with this, right? We're going after bases with these locusts, and oh, there's only one tank defending. This is really genius stuff here. So you pull the SCVs as well as you can. You're going to lose a tank for sure, but, you know, Blue Flame Hellions roast the locusts up pretty easily. They're light. They take that bonus damage. Hyperflight Rotor. Okay, this is a really weird game. I'm enjoying it immensely. SpeCial's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Oh, barbecue! Drone barbecue. Line them up. Line them up. 7 drones have gone down. This has been piecemeal, but a total of 24 drones have died today. 12 SCVs have gone down too. Most of those during the engagement inside the main base with those Zerglings. Another knight is coming up in the bottom right-hand side of the base from Dark. He's trying to maybe get a launch vector into SpeCial's 4th base, which he's rolling with. 5th base is on the way from Dark. He's trying to stay ahead on the worker count. Income is zooming back and forth. Kind of favoring Dark when the mules aren't up for SpeCial, right? Another knight is coming up here, too, behind these rocks. Kind of at an angle to attack the 3rd base. While you're at it, it's 196 to 193 supply. Traditional mech is here, man. We've got a million siege tanks. They've got upgrades. They're looking fantastic. They're working on +3 attack for that mech, too. Really, really fantastic stuff here. And another Nidus from Dark. I love this. So here we go. We're going to attack with the Locusts and Roaches and Ravagers all at the same time. Siege Tank's pretty good against all of this stuff here, but might actually have to evacuate the 3rd base and give it up entirely. Banshee Hit Squad is here, though. Don't die to Corrosive Bile. The only anti-air here is Corrosive Bile. Get in the Nidus. Everyone, get in the Nidus. You could escape into the Nidus. Oh, they're not escaping into the Nidus. Whatever, that's fine. Nidus Worm over here at the 5th base. Potential location for SpeCial gets wiped out. You can tell they have Hyperflight because they've got flames coming out of their backs. See, that means they have Hyperflight. Whoosh. And they're super zippy. Liking it a lot. Spire's on the way here to get something to deal with these Banshees. Probably Corruptors, if I had to guess what he's going to build. This is definitely a non-standard ZVT. I'm enjoying it immensely. I've got what's called a weird fun tag in my Brood War games. Nice Corrosive Biles. They don't kill any of the back tanks here, though. Continuing to push in, just trying to make some good trades. Tanks, I don't know if they even need to siege up here. There's not a ton of Ravagers. They can dodge Corrosive Biles if they're unsieged as well. Maybe they're waiting for +3. Some of them do siege up, but these Ravagers on the right side, they're going to try to jump in there. And, oh man, this is beautiful. But here come the Locusts. Blue Flame. We need all the Blue Flame you can give us. All right, that was actually much better than I expected it to be. Corrosive Biles trying to catch those tanks, wounding them up, bruising them up. Zerglings to deal with the siege tanks. I love that a lot. And it looks like Dark is barely going to be able to push this back and hold this back. Dark just has a ton of bases right now. He's at 187 supply. SpeCial's only 159. He's backing out. He's lost a few tanks now. He's lost 11 siege tanks. He's going for transformation servos. He's going back into Cyclone production instead of siege tank production. He's just kind of tech switching all over the place here. Just kind of tech switching everywhere. Going back and forth between Cyclones and siege tanks, which, hey, you have the factories, you can do it, right? And they're very different for Dark to have to deal with, too. This is good. So like I said, weird fun is for weird strategies in StarCraft. And this might be my first weird fun StarCraft 2 cast, maybe of all time. So, Locusts into the planetary. Oh, they land and try to go after some of these Cyclones, which, okay. That was pretty good micro from SpeCial for sure. Parasitic Bomb on the Banshees. Pretty fantastic, too. Gonna kill this Nidus Swarm. It feels, when you're using Banshees to kill Nidus Swarms, it feels like that final mission of the Wings of Liberty campaign. If you did the one where Kerrigan's coming to kill you and she has all those Nidus Swarms. Yeah. And little Banshee hit squads like this are actually pretty great for flying out and taking down taking down Nidus Worms. Oh, Corruptor up. Yeah, we definitely have some Corruptors here to try to deal with the aforementioned Banshees. This bottom right Nidus needs to die, and he has to know this is where it's coming from. So he sends the units down. Oh, he forces some of the Locusts to land on the low ground. But other ones are landing on the high ground here. Get out of there. Repair the planet. No, they're going after workers now. 10 SCVs do get murderized there. The planetary stays alive. 12 SCVs go down. And I think that Locust was stuck behind those minerals. This Nidus Worm needs to die. I kind of feel like SpeCial knows that it's there. Dude, Parasitic Bomb here against these Banshees, but they're still getting some work done. While they're at it, big mechy push here. Cyclones ready to rock. They could burn down that hatchery real quick, but the army's on top of them, so that's not a great idea. SpeCial's not really pushed out here. I think he's letting this thing go. Not sure if that's the greatest of idea. Banshee finally gets taken down to Hellbats, and dude, SpeCial! Is SpeCial doing it? Hatch down, 13 drones down. Dark does not have a killer economy anymore. He don't need some SpeCials though. Don't need the SpeCial. Siege tanks showing up. Locust did take down the 5th base of SpeCial. This is chaos. This is a very chaotic game right now for sure. Both players have lost a base. Dark can kind of afford to lose more in this situation. So lock on against Overlords, they might as well use it. It's a cooldown ability. Supply blocks Dark into next week. Puts him down at 142 available supply. Blinding Cloud on the tanks is really key here. That is such a massively big play for Dark if he's going to win this game. He's definitely trying his very level-headed best here. His Ravagers pushing out. Army value 169. SpeCial's got to pull back again. He's got to be happy with killing the one base and supply blocking Dark at 150, forcing him to build more Overlords instead of more things like Lings and Mainlings and Ravagers and stuff. SpeCial now taking into Thors. Because why not? Woo-wee. All right, so SpeCial's back. He's back on his 5th base. Dark is retaking his own 5th. And a 6th base in the top left exists, but there are no drones there because he's trying to resaturate some of his bases that had been hit earlier by the Banshees and the Hellbats and whatnot. So 5 Infestors on the way. I like the Spellcaster play. He has still not killed this Nidus. SpeCial, I need you to be killing this Nidus, dude. You know it's there. Locusts keep coming from this direction. You know it's this is not even a planetary anymore. The 5th base is landing mules in. Ooh, losing mules instantly is really bad. And he does. Oh, it's definitely one of the mules died there for sure. 10 SCVs go down. This Nidus Worm going to die to Hellbats. Hellbats, again, surprisingly good against buildings. And whoosh. The fire death animation of a Nidus. This Nidus coming up here. I'm not kidding, SpeCial. You know it's down here. I think he's sending some units down to check this thing out. He's like, ah! Aha! Not actually killing it, though. Cyclones maybe killing it would be nice. I understand you're doing some Hellbat shenanigans here, but nice fungal. Fungal on a couple of those Hellbats. Okay, so the Nidus does get wiped out in the bottom right. Terran fans can breathe a sigh of relief about that one. Actually going for Ghost Enhanced Shockwave, which is not an upgrade you see in ZVT. He is not an upgrade you see in ZVT at all. So the Locusts are here to fight. Oh, it's a free you're feeding it SCVs. Okay. This Locust ball is just having the best time of its life. I think SpeCial's getting picked apart here. This attack needs to win. I don't think he's got anything else left back home. His economy is in the toilet. I mean, Dark only has 4 more workers than he does. It's not insane. All right, Thor's ready to rock. The Locusts are on cooldown. Not Nidus Worm getting killed is, I guess, something of a priority. Why not? But the longer you wait, the more production is coming in here. More Zerglings coming in on the way here from Dark. Upgrades on those things are 3 attack and 0. Is that 0 armor for... He doesn't have ground carapace against mech? Ah, here we go. Fungals from the right side. Locusts from the top side. Ravagers from the middle side. The Thors survive. The Swarm Hosts are down. The Swarm Hosts are providing a lot of supply that are dead right now for the Zerg player. Dark doesn't get any value from them whatsoever for another few seconds at least. About another 20 seconds now. And he's trying to set up. There you go. Getting some really nice siege tank hits on those Ravagers. Roaches just down here killing SpeCial's 3rd again, I guess. Why not? If you could... I don't know about this. I would love to see SpeCial win this game, but I am not feeling... like it's altogether going to work out for him. But Ravager, Bane, Infestor... Okay, so Locusts do pop. So we need... No. Don't kill the hatchery. We need you to kill these. There you go. So they're coming back to kill some of the locusts. A Thor does go down, but only one Thor goes down here. There's roaches into Special's 5th base. This is chaos. This is an absolutely chaotic game. Another hatch goes down for Dark, but it was his 3rd base, and it's kind of fairly well mined out. So that's not really going to happen. I mean, finally, these roaches get clear, but 7 and 8 kills on those two. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Cyclones show up to try to rip down this hatchery all by themselves. Anti-armor missile gets tossed down. A little bit of some Raven play here today from SpeCial. Armor value 101 to 142, but again, about 40 of that supply is in Swarm Hosts that aren't really doing what they want to be doing here. SpeCial's pulling back after doing the damage he did to Dark. And he needs to deal with these Ravagers as well. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff here. So, Corrosive Biles landing, being dodged pretty ably. Snipe on some of these Ravagers is pretty good as well. It's a lot of siege tanks, and he's making Mutalisks in recognition that there are a lot of siege tanks here. Dark is. So it's going to be a few Mutas. There is one Thor in the mix, but he's got all of 10 HP, so sniping him down is not that difficult. And another hatch is going to die. I mean, this has been... SpeCial's just using all of the mech tricks, plus he's implementing ghosts into this thing. This is crazy. I mean, Dark's had to use so many different units. Nice blinding cloud there. Thor trying to get some of that splash damage up, but again, gets wiped out. And the Mutas are getting free hits, and the Neural Parasite on the tanks and the GG! Dark is your winner at 21 minutes. Okay, that was fun. I don't know what else to tell you other than that was fun. That was some incredibly fun stuff there today from Dark and SpeCial. But Dark gets the win. And that's going to be a GG. So hit that like button if you enjoyed this very, very weird game of StarCraft 2. So 31,000 resources for lost for Dark, 38,000 for SpeCial, which if you're doing mech versus Zerg, that is not a good number to have versus a Zerg player. 50 drones went down, 94 SEVs went down, 4 hatcheries died, a planetary and an orbital command died for SpeCial here. All 9 Banshees. 9 Banshees died, 31 tanks died, 3 Swarm Hosts, 48 Roaches, and how many Ravagers? Where are my Ravagers? 29. 29 Ravagers died today. So an absolute bloodbath, just in every sense of the word. That sick play from Dark on the response, the Locusts showing up, the Mutos were there too. It was desperation from SpeCial. He did not have enough anti-air. He had to use his tanks to get done what he could get done. Incredible stuff there. All right, so absolutely GG there from both players. I thought SpeCial maybe had the window to win it, but losing those extra bases and taking him down to 3 total bases, which is a problem. The bottom right, Nidus Worm needed to die a lot sooner than it did, and that was a big problem for SpeCial too. So, GG, and that's going to be it from me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.